The 2022 F1 season has been amazing so far. As the season is about to end, there are many drivers on the grid who do not have a contract for the 2023 F1 season. Things are made much more difficult because the season has not been the best for some of them either. Regarding their futures in Formula 1, they are presently under a cloud of uncertainty. Could they lose their seat? Is there anyone else that may potentially take their place? Let's find out as we take a look at the 3 drivers who could be in contention to lose their seats in the 2023 F1 season. Mick Schumacher, Haas F1. In 2022, Schumacher has had a season full of highs and lows. Before Schumacher scored his first points in Formula 1 in the British Grand Prix, he was involved in several accidents that were quite disappointing. He had crashes in Saudi Arabia and Monaco that certainly cost Haas millions of dollars to fix. This is the time of the season when drivers make deals to secure their immediate futures, and we have seen some tricky and shocking moves, with Alpine at the centre of it as highly rated Australian star Oscar Piastri refused to sign with the team despite their assumptions. Also, Alpine could not retain the services of two-time world champion Fernando Alonso, who left to join Aston Martin. Aston Martin has recruited Alonso to take over from Formula 1 star Sebastian Vettel, who recently declared his intention to retire. It was said that Schumacher could have been a contender for the position, but he did not get it. Because so many skilled drivers want to compete for a spot on the grid in 2023, it is not certain that Michael Schumacher will participate in any races the following year. Reports indicate that the 23-year-old driver and Haas have not yet begun contract negotiations with one another. Steiner is unwavering in his conviction that the problems and controversy surrounding the driver market will not impact conversations taking place with Schumacher. Steiner said, "I don't really know what Mick has done, and we have not spoken about a drive for next year with Mick. He hasn't spoken to us, and we haven't spoken to him. We want to see what's happening." This Aston Martin thing happened very quickly, and so nobody has really had the time to think about it. But there were rumors that Schumacher could replace Vettel, but that went away pretty quick. We didn't look at what other people were doing. Schumacher has links to Ferrari, and Steiner admitted any contract talks would be decided along with the Italian giants. Haas is not obliged to sign a Ferrari-backed driver for 2023 to pair alongside Kevin Magnussen. While Haas is weighing their options, Schumacher has recently stated that he is ready to move to Ferrari. However, it isn't easy to see how he would fit into or improve their current lineup, given that the pairing of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz is considered to be particularly strong. In an article published by AS, Schumacher said, "I have grown up with Ferrari since 2019 and I know the procedures. I would be delighted to show what I am capable of." Nicholas Latifi, Williams. Nicholas Latifi has had a season that has not lived up to his expectations. During the previous season, the Canadian driver began to show signs of life when he outqualified George Russell a few times here and there. Due to the fact that Alex Albon is probably a lower benchmark than Russell, it was anticipated that Latifi would have a far better performance with the club. On the other hand, Albon is light years ahead of the Canadian in terms of overall ability. In the races so far this season, Latifi has tagged behind his teammates' performance, except for the British Grand Prix, which he won by dominating the wet conditions. Only a few short months ago, it appeared that Nicholas Latifi's time in Formula 1 had ended, as Oscar Piastri was scheduled to spend a few seasons on loan with the Williams squad. In light of recent developments, however, it is no longer possible for Piastri to make his Formula 1 debut with Williams. This opens the door for Nicholas Latifi to compete in Formula 1 during the upcoming season. This is not to imply that Latifi's performance so far this season has been worthy of a new contract. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The Canadian has had a difficult time competing with Alex Albon during the year, with just sporadic performances of competitiveness, such as qualifying for Britain, displayed throughout the year. However, Williams CEO and team principal Jost Capito stated before the Belgian GP that Latifi has a possibility of continuing with the team. After the summer break, Capito indicated to the media that the club might consider extending Latifi's contract if the player demonstrates further successes in his play. What constitutes a strong performance is quite subjective, but needless to say, the Williams team principal described the Canadians' performances before the summer break as good improvements. According to these statements, The Grove-based team might keep Latifi on the roster if he manages to reduce the gap with his fellow player Alex Albon. This low standard has been established despite the fact that Williams Academy driver Logan Sargent has turned in some remarkable performances. Latifi explained his current situation with the team. He said, "Still nothing really new to comment on or announce. I mean, I know what the objective is from my side. The team wants performance, I know, and obviously that's clear. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be the performance that's going to decide everything. So yeah, it's just for me trying to tackle these next few races and get the most out of myself and the car. I feel from the past few races before the summer break, it's been on a much better path than it was looking at the beginning of the season. So my goal is kind of continuing where I felt I left off prior to the summer break and showing what I can do." Guan Yu Zhou, Alfa Romeo. Zhou was dubbed a pay driver when he made his debut in the competition following yet another dismal run in F2. This label stuck with him throughout his career. The fact that the Chinese driver did not bring a significant amount of sponsorship from his country led to his not earning the highest level of respect from others in the Formula One community. He might be a solid Formula One driver in his debut season, running in a substandard car, but he hasn't set the world on fire in any way. Even if we remove the fast settling period for Zhou, he is not really matching up with Bottas in terms of performance. To make matters even more difficult, Automotor and Sport has revealed that the Chinese sponsorship that was expected to come from Zhou has not made its way to the team either. With Zhou and Poche on the roster, Alfa Romeo has a difficult decision to make. The Hinwil team has a wide variety of options to choose from now that Valtteri Bottas' participation in the 2023 season has been confirmed. Alfa Romeo must now make a decision regarding who will be Bottas' teammate. Zhou is enthusiastic about returning for a second season with the squad and has three things working in his favor as a candidate for the role. Not only has he demonstrated in the past that he could get points in Formula One, but he also has the expertise of the car and brings sponsorship from China with him. For a team like Alfa Romeo, sponsorship from China is quite valuable. Theo Poche, a young driver who is part of Alfa Romeo's junior driver program, is now competing in the Formula 2 Championship and is currently running in second place. As a result, the Formula 1 team could promote Poche replacing Zhou. But according to Formula 1 columnist Lawrence Barretto, the team plans to keep Valtteri Bottas and Zhou together for the upcoming season. Additionally, team principal Fred Vasseur is said to have deemed the move too hazardous for the team. Poche was assigned testing responsibilities and was guaranteed a spot for the following year as a backup plan in case Zhou did not perform up to his expectations. It would appear that Zhou is still the favourite to retain his Alfa Romeo seat. However, if Zhou continues to perform poorly for the remainder of the season, there is still a chance that things will turn out differently. Do you see any of these drivers retaining their F1 seats in the coming season? Let us know in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can always get to see more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching Epic F1 News.